So find ourselves grounded and rooted in the floor. Feel how the floor kind of lifts us up a little bit. And then just drop your gaze so that the back of the neck feels long. And I want you to think about that. So if you're looking up, feel how your neck feels. And then when you just drop your gaze and look down, feel how your neck is. So somewhere in between those 2 points, lifting and dropping, is your sweet spot. And I want you to hold that and keep that throughout most of the class. And we're going to reach our fingers towards the floor. Draw your shoulder blades back. Keep the gaze in your place, and then just rotate so that the palms face out. And this is our first shape, mountain pose. We'll take a few breaths here just to experience the room. Notice what you're feeling today. Nice deep breath, inhale and exhale. For me, it's a hope and a hope for the future, hope for 2021. My drishti point is out there, just ready to go. Launch into a new year. Lifting the arms up towards the sky, lift your chin just a little bit, hook your thumbs together, and then draw your shoulders down. And we're just going to tip from side to side. And I'm going to step so that you can see. Just a little tip. Notice how the hips don't sway yet. We're not in that particular place. We're just waking up the upper part of our body so that we can breathe, expanding the lungs. Think about your ribs opening wide every time you sway from side to side. 2 more. And then as you make your way into the center, let the arms stretch out like you can touch all parts of your rooms. Kind of wiggle your fingers. Yes, and let the arms come down. Again, palms facing front helps you to open up the collarbone, the front line of the body. Drop your gaze into your sweet spot and feel that. Is there any change in your breath? Any more opening, fluidity in the spine? So you guys can stay where you are. I'm going to be moving around a lot so that you can see different sides so that you are feeling what I'm feeling. All right, so reaching up towards the sky, letting the arms touch all parts of the room, and then softening through the knees a little bit. Hook your thumbs together behind you. Reach the fingers down towards the floor. Before you go through anything in the body, set the arms. So shoulders back, fingers reaching towards the floor, knees a little soft. And then you're going to lift your heart up towards the sky, not your chin, your heart. Just opening, maybe reaching the fingers a little more towards the floor. If you have your balance and you're feeling strong in that area today, maybe closing your eyes in some of the places and some of the shapes might help challenge your balance. We don't have to be flamingos to feel balance, right? Nice deep breath. Inhale, arms lifting up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, let's forward fold. As you come down towards the floor, lift your belly up to support your spine, and then let the head fall. Your arms are going to go wherever they're going to go. If they make it to the floor, fine. I don't want you to stretch towards it. I just want you to feel that forward fold. And take your hands to your thighs or just below your knees and extend the spine. We're going to stay in this shape for a couple breaths. I want you to feel the length of your spine through the back of your neck all the way out to the crown of the head. Your tailbone reaches away. Can you lift your belly up a little bit without rounding the spine and see if you can grow a little longer in your shape? Maybe rolling the shoulders back, engaging through the center of your spine. And then without letting the belly go, still find that cat stretch, that roundness of your lower back, and let the arms be free. And we're in a rounded spine, and you're going to roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Use the floor. Push the floor away to lift your body up. Breathe in, arms coming up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into the heart center. First forward fold. How do you feel with that? So finding the front edge of our mats, we'll do Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Breathe in through the nose, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Find that half lift that we just experienced. Find that forward fold with your belly lifted, rounded spine. Bending the knees, rolling up. Lifting the arms to touch all parts of the room. And hands into the heart center. Beautiful. Let's do that again. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Knees bent. Rounded spine. And now find the flat back. Stick your tailbone out. Reach through the crown of the head. Forward fold over the knees and roll up. Experience each vertebra. Lifting your heart. Exhale, heart center. Again, inhale, stretch. Now maybe we can reach out and swan dive. Back is flat here, and then forward into a round back. Half lift, forward fold, and again, knee soft stretch. Reach all the way around. Lift up through the belly now, and into the heart center. Every time you move, I want you to breathe. So here's a nice big inhale. Here's an exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, stretch and hands into the heart center. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, stretch into swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips to the floor, stepping back 1 foot at a time into downward dog. Good morning. Downward dog. Shoulders are down and back. Head loose. Feet are parallel. That's about 4 to 6 inches apart. And if your lower back is tight, just kind of swing the heels out a little bit so that you're almost somewhat in a pigeon toe. And if that doesn't loosen up your lower back a little bit more, just kind of step a little wider than 4 to 6 inches apart and sink into your stretch. If you're feeling it in your neck and shoulders, maybe walk the hands a little bit in closer and sit more into your heels. Always adjust. Look up between your hands. Start to walk your feet into your hands. Find that half lift. Forward fold. Stretch all the way up. Hands into the heart center. We'll do that 1 more time, and then we'll start to add the lunge series in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, stretch if you like. Reach all the way around. Forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. You can use your blocks here too. Again, if your shoulders are tight, we'll step back into your downward facing dog. Place your feet where you feel good. Place your hands where you feel good, and just kind of let yourself sit back into your heels. We can lower the heels together, or you can pedal your feet. And take your time. This is your warm-up. Look up between your hands and walk your feet into your hands. Find your half lift. Forward fold and stretch and reach. Hands into the heart center. All right, let's add some lunge into this. Inhale up. Exhale, forward folds. Stepping back into our downward dog. Again, sitting your downward dog in a place that feels good to you. We're going to take our feet together into the center. Bend the right knee and send it back just a little bit. We're not going to the ceiling, just stretch it back. look where your foot is going to go. So you're going to step your right foot forward. I have it just to the outside of my block or outside of my hand. And we're going to bend the left knee and bring it down towards the floor. Beginning our lunge. So from here, you're just going to let your hips go forward. Now, always double check your knee. It never goes forward over your toes. So space your feet accordingly. Hip goes forward and down. We can just kind of shimmy side to side. We're waking up the hips now. Always remember those shoulders. Remember your gaze. You can flatten out the shin back there, so point the toe, and then maybe shift your weight back. As you shift your weight back, point the front if you want to stretch the ankle, or you can flex the foot to stretch the back of the leg. This is your time, so you pick what feels good and works best for you. Come forward into that lunge. Let that hip go forward. Curl that back toe under. Raise the knee and step back, downward dog. Again, pedal the feet. Take your time here. This is a resting place, so find rest in the downward dog. Feet are together, extending the left leg straight back. Reach the heel away. And then look where you want to place your foot. I'm going to place it to the outside of my left hand. Step forward. Bringing the right knee down to the floor. Keep the toe curled under if you like that. Or you can even flatten out your shin here. Just kind of shift your hips from side to side. There's no restrictions in yoga. So you want to find a place that is your shape, your experience. Rock back, maybe pointing the toe here. I always like to kind of massage myself into the shapes too as well. So take your hand and rub your ankle, especially if you're going to be standing today. Flex your foot, draw up through the top of your foot towards the shin, reach your arms away, experience that hamstring stretch. And then on your next breath, come forward. Curl that back toe under, lift the knee, and step back, downward dog. Place your eyes where you want to go. So you're going to walk your feet forward into forward fold. We'll do a half lift and a forward fold, and then you're going to bend those knees deeply and stretch all the way back up. Hands into the heart center. We'll do that flow one more time. Nice deep breath. Inhale. Now, if swan dive doesn't feel good to you, you can also bring the hands right down through each of the chakras, especially if you're feeling a little sluggish today. Charge up the internal fire. Half lift, forward fold. We're going to step back, left foot, right foot, finding your downward dog. Nice, and we're going to pick up that left foot and send it straight back. I'm on the toe of my right foot. You can also drive the heel down if you want to go for a stretch there. Bend that left knee, step it forward. So put your eyes where you want to step. Drop the right knee down. And in this lunge series, if you want to stick with what we just did, go ahead and do it. I'm going to work a little bit of balance here. So start to walk your hands up, keeping the hips squarely forward. Hands right here at the heart center, because this is the direction I want to move from. Shoulders relaxed and down. I'm going to bring the hips forward just a little bit by tucking the hips under and then lifting the heart. Not my eyes, okay? That'll throw me off balance. So I just want to feel my heart, my collarbones lift towards the ceiling. Nice. Come forward over that thigh. Place the right hand. If you have a block and you want to use it, keep it there. If not, move it. Place your right hand on the inside of your left foot. And we're going to go for a little rotation here. Take your hand, thumb into the crease of the hip to send the hip back. And then just beginning our first rotation in this series here. Beautiful. Just breathe in. As you exhale, return back. Hands on your blocks or on the floor. Curl your back toe under and send that heel back as you lift your knee. Nice high lunge and step back. Downward dog. Feet are together, bending the right knee, send the right heel back. Put your eyes where you want to take your foot and step it forward. And then set the left knee down. Again, you can stay and stretch the hips more if that's what your body's calling for. You can go for the hamstring stretch, or I'm going to add a little bit of balance into the work today. Follow me into half crescent. Hands into the heart center. Hips tuck under and go forward just a little bit, and then you lift your heart. Again, I mentioned earlier that if you want to start, when we go into these little holding stretches, closing your eyes, you can balance without having to do tree pose or flying eagles and all that stuff. You can just find your balance here and start to work on that. Come forward over your thigh. Place your left hand on the inside of your right foot or use your block. And you're going to take your thumb into the right hip and send the hip back and start to work on your twist. Feel your shoulders and your collarbone open. And I have the eyes looking straight ahead as opposed to up to the ceiling. And coming back, framing your right foot or placing the hands on your block. Curl that back toe under. Send that heel back. And step back, downward dog. Pedal the feet if you like before you return. Draw your shoulders down again. Place your eyes where you want your feet to go as you walk forward. Half lift into our forward fold. And let's roll up. Shimmy, stretch, whatever feels good. Right up, nice and tall. And hands into the heart center. So next series, adding into some planks. You ready? Here we go. Now remember, planks are optional. You don't have to do that. You can come down to your knees. It's all good. What's your neck feeling like today? Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive or hit your energy chakras. Hands to the floor or to your block. We're going to step back into our first plank. Shoulders down. Now remember, you can always drop down to your knees if your shoulders and your back are not your friend today. Otherwise, we're going to hang out here in a plank a little bit, and we're going to start to stretch and strengthen our shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. On your exhale, scoop and round your spine like you're doing a cat stretch as your hips go up. And on your inhale, keep the roundness of your spine, then draw the shoulders down and find the length of your spine. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Right into down dog. Inhale, round spine into long spine plank. One more time. Exhale, round spine into cat. Lift that belly. And forward, drawing that shoulders down your back. Eyes looking forward. Bend the knees and bring them down to the floor. Flatten out your shins. So you can stay on the blocks or you can bring your hands down to the floor here. Whatever you choose. All 10 fingers face forward. Your shoulders pull back. Your chest or your heart goes through your arms. Head to tailbone, one straight line. I want your biceps to face forward. So you're going to roll it back. Triceps face your ribs. Bend the elbows as if you can touch your ribs and push away. We got 5 little push-ups. Done right, everyone will shake here. Bend and push away. One more time. Arms nice and straight. Curl those toes under. Lift the knees. Plank. Round that spine into cat stretch. Send yourself back into down dog. From down dog, look where you want to place your right foot and you're stepping forward. Grab that foot if you need to. And we're going to take a little rotation here. So slide the left hand into the right or into the center of your mat. Take your Right hand to grab your ribs so that you can spiral them around. You can stay here or add the finish. Arm reaching towards the ceiling. If you want to stretch your shoulder a little bit, just kind of wave it around or circle the wrists, especially if you're feeling it in the wrists. Nice. And then as you bring yourself back, both hands on the floor or on the block, drop the back knee. So your back foot can stay curled under, or you can flatten out the shin, and we're going to come up into half crescent. Arms can be straight. Hands can be at the heart, whatever you feel. And we're sending the hips forward. We're going to do a little change here. So we're going to bring the hands into prayer. So if your hands are here at your heart, lift the hands up so that your elbows are right by your temples, and you're going to just bend your elbows and bring them behind you. Let your head press into your wrists to lift your chest a little bit more. If you feel it in your lower back, pull your belly button in. This just opens up the front line of the body a little bit more. As you exhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, lower them to your heart center, and then come forward, placing the hands around your foot, curl that back toe under. We're going right into our plank, so send the right leg back. Here's your plank. Drop the knees down, flatten out the feet. You're going to bend the elbows just like we did with our triceps. You're going to come all the way down to the mat. Our first time to the mat. We're going to do a little bit of cobra work here. So fingertips, send them back just a little bit so you feel your elbows reach toward your toes. Push the hands forward. Lift that heart center just enough to get you off the floor. Just a little bit. Remember, if you feel it in your neck, that means you're looking up. I want you to find your sweet spot in your neck. Bring yourself down to the floor. Curl your toes under. Push yourself up. Or back into that nice little plank or a girly plank. Lift the knees, full plank. Scoop the belly round into that cat stretch and send yourself all the way back into down dog. Look where you want to send your foot, and you're stepping your left foot forward. Staying in the high lunge, slide your right hand into the center of the mat or into the arch of your foot. Push strongly into the right hand. Send your hip back. You can grab your ribs to help you slide around. And you can stay here or add a little bit to that. Remember, stretch out the wrists. Wave the arm around. Get yourself out of the shoulders. And you can always use your block here. You know that, right? Bring it around. You can frame your foot. And we're going to send the right knee down. You can stay on your toe or flatten out your foot. And then walk up slowly. Hands up at the sky or at the heart center. Pick one. This is our holding pattern. Breathe. Again, if you feel it in your lower back, tuck your butt under, pull your abs in and up. If you feel it in the neck and shoulders, hands to the heart. Modify to feel good. Wherever you are, bring your hands down to your heart center. Bring the palms together and then let them rise up over your head together. And then bend the elbows so that the hands come behind your head. Your head rests on your forearms. And we're going to begin to lift our heart up towards the sky. So this particular shape, and I don't know about you, but it's not one of my goals, but this particular shape helps you go into headstand. So it opens up the chest, opens up the shoulders, and it brings you into that headstand shape with your upper body. Stretch the arms up towards the sky. Good. Forward fold over, and we're sending the left leg back. So curl your right toe under, send up into the lunge, and step back. Find your plank. Draw those shoulders down, reach your heart forward, bend the knees. Flatten out the feet. Biceps or the soft part of your elbow faces forward as you come down slow. This is going to build your strength for chaturanga, if that is your plan someday. Fingertips point forward, hands push forward, lifting your heart center. Draw those shoulders back, the elbows reach towards your toes. Can you place your big toes on the floor? Flatten out through the top of the feet. On your exhale, bring yourself back down. On your inhale, push into the floor. On your exhale, curl the toes under. Round your spine like you're in cat stretch, lifting your hips up towards the sky. Look forward where you want your feet to go, and let's walk there. When we reach here, I want you to sit down as if you're going into a chair. Use your blocks if you want to. Use one in the front. So we're sitting into the chair. I want you to try to straighten out your left leg. Beautiful. And as you try to straighten out your left leg, you feel your hips shift a little, and that's the direction I want you to go. Start to twist off to the left and reach the left hand up. So right knee is bent, left is working on straightening. Now, if you're straight, don't lock the knee out. Keep it soft. Fingertips reaching straight up. Unwind, bring it all the way back down. Both knees are equally bent. And then you're going to try to straighten out the right leg. And again, notice how your body starts to swish over to the right. And let's do that. Now you can keep your arm extended or you can put your hand on your hip. Again, what feels good? Come back into that forward fold, and you're going to, again, sit back and bend those knees. Find your chair. Hopefully your weights are close by. We're going to grab them. And as we lift up, we're going to stay in our chair. Weights are hanging by your side. Shoulders are down and back. And I want you to pull your belly button up. We're just going to let the weights just lift a little bit in front and come back to our side. Exhale. We're holding our chair. And exhale. Lifting that belly. This is ab work more than arm work, right? Sit back, leg work more than anything. If you feel it in your lower back, tuck in your tailbone. Use your breath. I'm exhaling to lift. Notice how I don't go above my shoulders. 2 more. Last one. And then forward fold. Round over your thighs. Let your head kind of dangle. If you're using your block, bring your hands up to your block. So I have the block on the medium side. You can also go on the low side, or you can even bring the floor up even higher to the high side. So whatever works. Again, the knees are softly bent. And I want you to straighten out the right leg. So we're going to start on the other side. Left knee is bent. And we're going to take our right hand and let it hang. And we're going to lift it straight back behind us and release. So I have a hip stretch going on here as I'm lifting the weight straight back behind. Back is flat. Belly button is lifted. And we're going to do this 5 more times. 5. Keeping that back as flat as possible. Left knee is bent. 3 more. And then forward fold. Straightening both legs or soft bend. Let your head fall down. We're going to switch sides. So slowly straightening out the left leg, bringing the weights up to your block or in front of you. And we're going to do the other side. So lift and lower. Keep your back flat. Again, if you feel it in your Lower back, lift your belly. Crown of the head is reaching. Four more. And then bending both knees, forward fold, leave the weights on the floor, bring the hands to the knees, sit down into your chair, and we're gonna bring our hands into our heart center. So I'll face you for this one. You're gonna sit down deeply into your chair, and we're gonna twist off to the right, through the center, and over to the left. Little bit of abs. So my back, tuck the tailbone under. Twist, pressing the palms together. We're going to do this 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then forward fold again. Half lift, forward fold, roll up. Keep the knees soft, shoulders down, back, up we go. Stretch the arms up. Hands into the heart center. So letting the hands come down to the sides. Open up the chest, experience your mountain pose. How do you feel here? Nice inhales, nice exhales. Feeling pretty good. Nice inhale, stretch all the way around. Swan dive or go through your energy chakras as you go into forward fold. Find your half lift. Come into that forward fold. And we're going to step the left foot back and turn it out just a little bit. So we're coming into our warrior 2. Hips are going to rotate open, and you're going to pick up one of your weights. So we're going to reach the hip back and open up. Good. Before we come up into warrior 2, you're going to do bicep curls. So the elbow is resting on the thigh, and we're beginning our side angle series. So I want you to find that side angle as you lift up that arm and continue with your bicep curls. So if this stance isn't wide enough for you and you feel that your knee is going forward, separate your feet a little bit further. Nice deep breaths, nice exhales. We're going to stretch that arm all the way down. And then as you windmill your arms, pick yourself up. We have our warrior 2. Breathe in, weights come to the center. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, exhale. Now, if this bothers your shoulders, just bring the hands down a little bit. Keep it at midline. We're going to keep the weight at the back. Lower that hand down and find peaceful warrior. Windmill the arms all the way around. Ooh, down towards the floor. Spin that back foot around, and we're going to bring the left knee down, or right knee down to the floor. What do we do? Step back with the right. Whatever. You're gonna, whatever leg's in the back, we're going to send it back there. I'm going to lose my right and lefts. Here we go. All right, so hips are coming forward, chest is reaching out there, shoulders dropping down. I want to pick the weight up off the floor and bend the elbow and then put the weight back down again. Keep that nice flat back as we do a little bit of rows here on the floor. You can take your right hand and place it on a block. Again, if you need that extra support and you're not making it to the floor, keeping your back super duper flat. So we got a hip stretch going on as we work the upper back, and we're going to do this 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, last one. Great job. Weight comes down. We curl the back toe, come into your nice high lunge. And we're going to step the left foot forward, or the foot that's in the back forward. Half lift, leave the weight on the floor, forward fold, roll up, stretch the arms up and around, hands down into the heart center. Notice our sides here. Nice deep breath. Exhale, hands down to the side, mountain pose. Inhale, arms coming up towards the sky, again through the energy chakras or swan dive. Half lift, forward fold. We're stepping our other foot back, turning it out, finding our warrior. Take a nice deep breath, inhale, and as you exhale, you're holding the weight in your hand, and we're doing our bicep curl on the other arm. And as you're doing the bicep curl, you're finding your stretch, lengthening through the neck, eyes looking straight ahead, pushing down into your heel. And then if you choose, you can add the arm overhead for a full side angle. And I will have my back to you so you can see the other side of the movement. And we're going to keep our arms straight, find that big stretch through the ribs, and on your exhale, use your breath to bring you up. Arms in warrior. We bring the hands to the center and switch. And again, the same thing happens on this side. If you feel your neck and shoulders are compromised, bring the weights a little lower. Open up through the collarbones, switching the hands in the middle, working the shoulders. Bringing the weight to the back hand, lower it down, come into peaceful warrior. Make sure your palm is facing you as it lifts up towards the sky. Hand or look straight ahead, again, depending on your neck and shoulders. Beautiful. We're going to windmill our arms, so big stretch all the way around. Hands to the floor. Spin around on that back foot. Bring that knee down towards the floor. You're going to flatten out your shin if you like. Move the block around if you like. Are we good? All right, here we go. We're going to bend at the elbow and bring it back. Reach and bend. Your back is flat, your eyes are looking forward, and we got a nice little stretch going on to our hip. Yes, you look great. Squeeze the shoulder blades. So all movement starts in the center of your back, not from the neck and shoulder, right? You want to feel the abdominals lift. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight comes down to the floor, but we are not coming up. We're going to just step that left foot back, and we're going to find our tabletop position. Grab your weights and put them off to the side so that they're ready. Stretch the arms all the way out. Sit back into child's pose. Stretch out those shoulders. Draw those shoulders back and down. Let your head be in between your arms. Coming forward into tabletop position. You want to make sure that your weights are handy because we're going to use them in just this tabletop position. So shoulders pulled back and down, push the floor away. If you want to use a little bit of cat-cow here, go ahead, rounding the spine, getting ready for our tabletop work. Nice.
So shoulders back, pick up one of your weights, bring it all the way back behind you. Now you need to really push strongly into your opposite hand, draw that shoulder back, and we're going to do our tricep kickback. So be careful not to rotate out this way. If you're rotating out that way, that means your weights are a little too heavy. You want to keep a nice flat back. So if your weights are too heavy, grab your block. You can do the same thing here. Lift your belly as if you're going to go right into cat stretch, but you're not. You're going to keep your back really straight. We got 5 more tricep kickbacks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice straight arm comes back to the floor. Stand firmly and just notice your sides. Feels good on one side, right? Take your shoulders, pull them back, lift your chest. Good. We're going to stretch the right leg back. Draw the shoulders back and down. Lift the right leg and bend your knee. I want you to tick-tock your right foot over towards the left. Reach your left arm out. Sweep that left arm back. Turn the palm back towards you. If you find your foot, grab it. We're stretching out the shoulder and the hip on the other side. Reach your heart away. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Let it go. Sweep that hand to the floor. Sit back into child's pose. Turn the palms up. Relax your head and neck. And get ready to do the other side. I'm just going to switch ends of the mat. You guys stay right where you are. All right, tabletop, chest in between your arms, back flat. So you're lifting your belly like you're going to come into cat, but you're not. Pick up your weights. Nice straight arm, send it back. Remember, if you're heavy, you're rotating. So shoulders down, bend and kick back. Try not to grip your weight. That's how you know if you're working too heavy for what we're doing today. So if your weights feel a little uncomfortable, maybe a lighter weight the next time around. I'm only using 3s. Last 2. Last 1, nice and straight. Bring that weight down towards the floor. Let's go for a nice stretch. Stretch that leg all the way back. Reach your heart forward. Lift, bend, and tick-tock over to the right. Reach the right arm out. Sweep it around. Grab your heel or your foot. Push into the floor. Lift your heart. Breathe deeply. On your exhale, without snapping, let everything go and come back to the floor. Sit back into your child's pose. Arms stretching out. Nod your head. Walk your hands back to your knees and round your spine and roll up. So we're high kneeling. All right. Hair out of the face. Fix your shirt. Gotta do all these great things before we move on, right? You're gonna curl your toes under. Right? Beautiful. Shoulders back. We're gonna take the fingertips to the waistband of our pants and draw the hips downward so that your hip bones go forward. Roll those shoulders back. Again, we're lifting from our heart. Lift the belly, pull it into the spine. Prepping for camel pose. Breathe in deeply through the nose. Again, no head falling back. Find your sweet spot. Come back into our upright position and then flatten out the feet and sit back into child's pose. We'll do a series alternating from side to side. So as you come back up, come back into that high kneeling. I want you to curl the toes under. So if you have your blocks, you can bring them close by your feet. If you have one, just use one on one side, and then you can switch to the other. So the toes curled under, we'll start on the right side. Again, feel the tip of your tailbone. The shoulders draw back. We're going to take both arms and reach them straight out in front. Pull the shoulders back and down. You're going to take the right arm first, lift it up towards your cheek, and then circle it back behind you. Now you have to move the arm around, okay? So when you come around, you have to move the palm to face downward, and that will protect your shoulder. Fingertips can touch the block, and you can begin to lean back into your stretch here. Now, if this doesn't feel happiness to you, go back to this one, all right? Breathe in through the nose, roll that shoulder back, lift the belly button up. And then on your exhale, lift that arm around. Remember, you're rotating the palm to bring it all the way around. So feel your shoulder. What does it feel like? Come into upright, sit back into child's pose, flatten out the shins. And again, that one big reach forward. We'll do the other side. Roll up slowly, curl the toes under. Reach the arms straight out in front. Tip the tailbone. Good. Keep that right arm where it is. Lift the left arm up to the cheek. Start to spin it around as you reach back. Fingertips to your block. Lift your chest upward. Now you want to be square here. You don't want to be leaning off to find your block. So if you are leaning off to find your block, that's a clue that you have to stay here so that you're facing squarely. All right? So pick and choose what works best for you. Lift that heart up towards the ceiling. Now my palm is facing me because eventually when I grab my heel, I want my palm to face me. So that's where it is. My fingertips are tented on the block with the palm facing towards me. As I come upright, I'm lifting the arm back up, rotating the palm to face outward, and then face each other. Good. We're going to come forward. Hands right underneath your shoulders and find that cat-cow a little bit. Shoulders back, rippling through the spine. Lift the belly, tuck in the chin. And we're going to sit back and extend the legs out in front. So let's have a seat. You can move all your stuff off to the side. And we'll work some of our legs. The legs are straight out in front. Your fingertips are going to face you and they're going to be right behind you. Now you can give yourself a little more space if your shoulders are tight, and work on bringing the fingertips right underneath your seat, just a little bit. Elbows point backwards behind you, biceps are facing you. I want you to softly bend your elbows and pull your belly button in, and we'll start with the right leg. You just lift and lower. Three more, and you're breathing, right? 2, 1, and I want you to find your lift. I know my leg is shaking. I hope yours is too. Little bend and push. Bend and push. And every time you push, pull your belly in. 4 more. 4, stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Slide that leg in. I have it placed right where the calf is, and let the knee fall out to the side. Let the arms lift up. And reach your chest forward over that thigh and pause. Wherever your hands go. You're working on keeping your back flat, drawing up through the top of the foot, and we are stretching. Back is flat. Walk your hands in, rounding the spine, sitting back up. Stretch both legs out. Yes, we have to do the other side. So fingertips face you under your seat. Bend the elbows gently. Lift your chest and then pull your belly button in and bend the elbows so that you're not in your shoulder. Let's start with the left leg. Lift and lower. Use your abdominals to lift the leg. Draw the tops of your feet towards your shins. 2 more. And then we go for a little bend and a stretch. Little bend and reach that heel longer. Try not to lock out the knee. You want to feel the length from behind the leg. Let's do 5 more. If your quad cramps up, put it down. Just give it a little shake there and keep going. 2 and 1. Good job. Bend that knee. Place that foot right by your calf. Let the knee fall out as the arms lift up. Palms face each other and reach your heart out forward. Take a look at your foot. It kind of tells you where you're tight in your leg. So if your foot is sickling out or even sickling in, that means you're tight on a certain part of your leg. So start to work on flattening out the foot and drawing up through the whole foot as opposed to just partial foot. All right, so straighten out your feet. Draw those shoulders back, reach your chest out. All of these things will help you with your standing balance work. Walk your hands back in and stretch both legs out. We'll do staff pose, which is very similar to our forward fold. So roll the shoulders back. I have a soft bend to my knee. You can also, if you need a little support, put the block underneath your knee, and that will help also take some pressure off your hamstrings. And arms lifting. Again, keeping the back flat, bring your belly towards your thighs, go to your degree, and whenever you feel your body stop, it like hits a little wall and it can't go any further, just let the arms fall. Gaze looking down. Again, I'm working on the tops of my feet. And if you look at your feet again, it's going to tell you where your weaknesses are. So I want you to think, if your feet are rolling out, you wear out the outside part of your shoe a lot. You want to press gently into your big toe just a little bit so that you're strengthening or stretching the inside part of your foot. Again, back is flat. Just a couple more breaths here. And exhale, coming up. We're going to scoot our hips forward, so push into the floor. Send our hips forward. Grab our thighs and slowly roll back. Shoulders are down and back, and you're going to pick up your feet, and we're just going to balance here. So the more you pull in your core, you guys know that, right? Shoulders down, eyes looking straight ahead. We're going to hold this posture, the shape, for a couple breaths. Nice deep breath. Nice big exhale. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you choose your Jai breath, sounding like ocean waves. You can also take it a little bit further and reach the arms out. Boat pose. Feel the knees reach away from you. Fire up that core a little bit more. Beautiful job, guys. We're hanging on. We got a few more minutes left and then off to the day. Take a nice deep breath. Place the feet down, and on your exhale, slowly lie down. One vertebra at a time. When you hit the mat, walk your feet in. We'll do a couple of flows, moving bridges. So walk your feet into your degree. Lift the hips up. Feel the knees reach out over the toes. Lift your heart a little bit. And then lift the arms and let them float over your head. And then roll your spine down. Notice your spine and how does it feel? Let's do that 3 more times. Coming up. Lifting the arms. Keep your chin looking down your body, not at the ceiling. And then rolling down. Stretch. Arms come back. And again, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, we're going to do a little different. Just an option. Lift the hips. Breathe in as the arms come up and over the head. And if you want, raise up your heels so that you're balancing on your toes and see if you can come down a little bit longer through the spine. Arms lift and come back to your sides. Drop the heels. Pull the knees into your chest. And then walk your legs out. We'll do a few breaths here in Shavasana. Palms are up towards the ceiling. Eyes, again, either closed or looking down at your cheekbones. And let yourself fall into the floor. If you notice any part of your body just kind of holding on, little tension there, breathe, send your breath to it. Feel your breath. Inhale deeply, reach out through your fingertips, reach out through your toes. Turn on. As you exhale, send your hands up towards the sky. Turn the wrists. Bringing the hands down towards the floor, walk your feet in. Raise and lower your heels, maybe alternate. And then you know which side feels best to you. Pick a side, right or left, and just roll over onto it. Stay there in that side position for a breath. Let your mind catch up to the body, or the body catch up to the mind. As you exhale, bring yourself up to seated. Ankles cross in front of you if that feels good. If not, pop yourself up on a block. And the arms just reach out. Accepting, welcoming breath. Inhale, let the arms float up. On the exhale, let the palms float down. Grounding ourselves in the moment. Again, inhale, lifting up that energy. Exhale, bring some down to us. Again, inhale. And inhale up. Exhale, let the arms reach out to the side, palms facing down. Just reach those fingers out really wide and just kind of turn your head to look over at your right shoulder. Drop your chin to look down at it just a little bit. Open up the neck. Lift your chin and come back to the center. Again, reach the fingers out a little bit more. Feel the collarbones open and turn your head to the left. And drop your gaze to look gently down at your shoulder. Lift your gaze, come back and into the center. Drop your chin all the way to your chest. Take your time. Feel that length of the back of the neck. Let all that tension just wash to the mat. And then on your inhale, begin to lift your chin up towards the ceiling to your degree. Maybe reach the chin away so that you feel the stretches through the front of the neck. And as you exhale, level off your head, breathe in. And namaste. Happy New Year, girls. I won't see you until January